Good morning, folks. Happy, blessed Monday, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day or having a great night. Somewhere it's nighttime, and somewhere it's daytime, afternoon days, morning days. Everyone, bless all your heart out there. Happy Monday. In today's content, I'd like to share a place where I used to be a resident. Um, Today's content is about where I used to work and I used to be residents or citizens. I started Perth. I landed in Perth, WA, which is Western Australia. And then this is a story cut short. Places I have lived in Australia, which is Western Australia, in 1995, all the way. Guys, I've become a permanent resident in 1995 of Western Australia. Then I started working at Sawyers Valley Growers Market as I got my residence in 1995. I worked at Sawyers Valley Growers Market as a cashier. So a very young age of Melanie working at Sawyers Valley Growers Market, Western Australia. It's away from the city, guys, away from the city. So I've worked there from 1995 up to, as far as I remember, folks, it's 1995 up to 1998. Then I left that job. I went back to my aunt in Midland and I told her, look, I'm going to go work in Kalgoorlie. Still Western Australia, but kind of higher up. So went to Kalgoorlie Mining Company. Work at the mess, like where people eat, like it's a restaurant kind of thing. Serving food and then cleaning tables. What else? Doing a room attendant. This is guys working in a mining company on those olden days. You make good money over there because you can't really go in the shopping center. You get paid, and there's no shopping center in a mining site because you're not allowed to come home to the city. It takes about a day to get back to the city of Perth, Western Australia, from Kalgoorlie. So you pretty much, after you finish work, you go back to your room. And then you do it 3 times a day because we open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then the next day you will switch. So whoever is working that day in the mess, this is the restaurant. And then the next day you will be assigned on the rooms where everyone's working there, like engineer, geologists, most people that works are a scientist and stuff like that, and they stay in the room. So you're only gonna clean the room for 15 minutes and you're done because the room is so small. And then once you're done, you go and help out the mess, what they call the mess, where people eat. So you do that 3 times a day, 7 days a week. So pretty much you're doing 2 weeks on, 1 week off, or you do 4 weeks on and 3 weeks off. So I was in 2 weeks on, 1 week off. So I kept that job for a couple of years. I was there and decided to leave that job. And it's lonely, guys, when you're working in the mining company. Pretty much there is no going out, there is no drinking, can't drink alcohol. You can drink water, of course, or soda or juices and stuff like that. But Once you're inside the compound of the mining company, there's no drinking, there's no partying. Uh, Pretty much just taking care of the people that's working in the mine sites. So that was my job. So story cut short, I did meet somebody that uh, I become a fiance and I almost got married to him. But story cut short, we went to Townsville. We left Western Australia and we went to Townsville. We got to Townsville, we bought our place, and for 3 months before I found a job. I was looking for a job, and at that time I left my car in Western Australia, so I did not have a car to look for work. And Townsville is unlike Perth, Western Australia, that you could catch a bus and trains and so on. It wasn't like that. Townsville, Queensland, there is public transportation, buses. But the thing is, it only runs like every hour. It is not like in Western Australia that every 5 minutes there's a bus, and wherever you're going, there's a train. So Townsville, Queensland, it was not like that. So it takes forever to obviously catch the bus, or there's no train, just bus. So I managed catch taxi and go look for work. Taxi wasn't cheap either at the time. So I went to look for work and I found a job. It was just like that. Found a job at the Mercury Inn Hotel. It's a 5-star hotel. And started working as kitchen hand. I've been through a lot. Kitchen hand was my first job, and then I worked way out to room attendant. It's a hard job being a room attendant. It's part of HRM, Human Resource Management. So I did that. I did at least 6 years on room attendant, and then I checked out from the room attendant to food and beverage. I worked in the beverage for a couple of years, and at the same time, weekends, that's my day off. Weekends I work at the petrol station, gas station in America. So petrol station in Australia, I worked there for like Saturday and Sunday, either night shift, day shift, just to take care of yourself. Of course, you have your own money, so never rely on guys, because sometimes guys just don't work that way. No offense to every guys out there, okay? So I'm just being a, what do you call it, very independent person. So moved to Townsville with my fiance. My fiance and I, we end up going the separate ways. He went that way, I went this way, meaning it did not work out. So a Mercury Inn, I left for a good reason, and I've worked there for at least 11-12 years at the Mercury Inn Hotel. So the last job when I was at the Mercury Inn Hotel, my boss allows me to, like a supervisor, I supervise the rooms and make sure that check the mini bar, everything is okay, the room is ready to go for check-in and check-out, things like that. So I have a certificate of mini bars and room attendant at Mercury Inn Hotel in Townsville. This is in Queensland. So story cut short, I left for a good reason. I I met my husband in Queensland, Townsville, and I decided to step up and left my job and went to Guam, and we got married in Guam, and from Guam we went back again to Australia. Believe me, guys, or not. So it was a really long journey between me and my husband. It's been a long journey. We've been together for 14 years or more. 14 years married, and about through two or 3 years being fiance. We got engaged, guys. It's a long story cut short. When we got married in Guam, we went back to Australia, back to Townsville, where we met. We met in Townsville, and I was working at the Mercury Inn Hotel, and I never thought that my husband and I would work out, because two different person, two different places, and two different countries. So he's in the US and I'm in Australia, so it's a long distance relationship. I would never think it would work out, but for the two of us, it did work out. So when we were in Guam, we got married in Guam at Top Damar. We have lots of friends that local from Guam. They help us out when we got married. And then once 3 years of being in Guam, and after that we decided to go back to Australia instead of coming back to the mainland of United States. So I asked him, I asked my husband, I said, look, would you like to come with me to Australia to do our adventure? And he said, oh yeah, we can do that. I'll see what Australian can offer. That's what he said. I said, yeah, you'll find a job over there. So he did find a job. We were in a place that he could do an NDT, non-destructive testing. So he worked there for a while, and then we moved from Townsville to Mackay. Folks, we've been so many places that you could never, ever, ever know. That we just moved like crazy. Anyway, we moved because of job description. We travel around. So he found a job in Mackay. Well, I was working when I left Mercury. I used to work for Coles. Coles is a supermarket. It's a big company in Australia. So I used to work there as a supervisor also at Coles. So I started working because we moved to Mackay. Mackay, we moved to Karratha. So I think it's Karratha first, and we went to Mackay. But anyways, I found a job in Karratha. He found a job in Karratha. So he was working one of the mining company over there in Karratha, and I was working one of the company, which is Coles Supermarket in Karratha. So we worked there for at least 3 years, and then he decided to pull me out to my job. He says, let's go. I said, where are we going? He said, we're going somewhere. Where are we going? Let me know, so I can tell my boss where we're going, because I gotta give 2 weeks in advance so that my boss can, file resign, so I can file my resign. So I resigned 2 weeks after that. He resigned 3 weeks after from Karratha, and we have our puppy at the time. That's where I got Apple from Karratha. Puppy Apple, my dog, was born in Port Hedland, which is not far from Karratha, guys. So I got Apple from Karratha. She was delivered to Karratha. So Karratha is Western Australia, if you guys don't know, part of Western Australia. So David and I, we moved from Karratha. We went to Townsville, I think, as far as I remember. My memory, guys, my memory is bad. So anyway, this is the story of our journey. So we moved to Mackay. So again, Mackay. He works one of the company called Beer Barritas. So it's also based on NDT, non-destructive testing. He managed one of Bureau Veritas. I think it's a German company. My husband knows the company, guys. I'm just, trying to explain and sharing it to you guys. So he was working there and that company for 3 years, and we decided to go to Mackay. Mackay is also Queensland, so kind of from Western Australia. We traveled all the way to North Queensland. We went to Darwin, so we worked our way out to Karratha. Then we went to Mackay. Then we went to Townsville. We've been around like crazy, guys. So would like to introduce you or share with you guys with Australian journey, Australian adventure. So I'm the one that's Australian citizen. So my husband, it's a residence in Australia since he is married to me. And we went back to where we met. We met in Townsville. So when he decided to leave Townsville because found another job. So here I am again, got out of the same company and got transferred to Mackay. And we got to Mackay, worked there for a couple of years, and then we decided to go back to United States. And this is where we are. So we traveled from Mackay to Pittsburgh to Somerset, Pennsylvania. So we started there. We didn't have a job. 3 months. We stayed over at our mom's house, and my mother-in-law. So 3 months living with my mother-in-law. She was okay. And 3 months after that, obviously, he found a job. There was a lot of calls, guys. There was a lot of jobs that he applied, but it took forever to get a call and approve the job, blah, blah, blah. So we found a job in Connecticut, guys, in United States, in Connecticut. So we moved to Connecticut, lived there for 3 years again, and I worked for a company called Big Y Supermarket as a supervisor. Big Y Supermarket in Manchester, Connecticut, in United States. So David was working for Pratt and Whitney. He managed a job there in Connecticut for 3 years. And then story cut short. Oh my gosh. Here we go again. We decided to go back to Pennsylvania, to mom's house. We bought an RV. And then we camper around United States. So from Pennsylvania, we went Virginia. We went from Virginia to Florida, past Georgia. We went to Savannah, Georgia. We went to Jacksonville. We went to Palm Beach. We went to, oh my gosh, just the places we went. It's crazy. So anyway, this is our journey, guys. I'd just like to share it with you so that some people ask me, what you do when you're in the United States? What kind of job you work for? And have you been to places, this and that? I said yes. And guys from Florida, we had a job over there. We almost got, and then we decided, my husband walked out the interview because the interview took 2 days. So it's kind of strange. So David says, so it was for 2 days interview, and it took forever to know either you got the job or not. So pandemic, guys. So we went back in camper, took our camper back from Jacksonville. We took it back to Virginia. We stayed in a camper for at least a year. And then COVID-19 pandemic hit. And obviously everybody's losing their job and our money is slowing down, our saving is going down, and it will be expensive, and we didn't want to get locked down in Virginia, so we went back to Pennsylvania, back into their uh their land in Pennsylvania, which is David's mom and uncle and aunties that still live there. And we were campering at the back of Uncle Charlie, his uncle. And then from there, he's finally found a job in Virginia. We come back to Virginia, and now we're here. We bought the house here. So it's kind of a long journey, guys. Long journey. So I'd like to share with you guys so that you know. And for those people that don't know me, don't know my husband. So here is my YouTube channel. Folks, if you interested, to those interested, kindly subscribe this channel, Mel's Makulay Adventure, and hit this notification bell. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys, for those that's already been subscribed on my channel. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat po. Daghan salamat. Daghan salamat sa inyong tanan. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in my next channel and my YouTube blog and my videos. All right, guys. Peace out. We'll see you all later. Be peace. Mwah. Love ya.